What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris. I'm going to be continuing my coverage of the defense by casting a game between, it just says Radiant actually, but that's actually going to be Moto between and Potm. And Potm I just read from the newly released power rank, apparently an American team. So unfortunately I'm going to be extremely biased, but I will not say stuff that is biased. Regardless, bans out from Potm, relatively, textbook. The ban from Moto banning out Broodmother and a Lone Druid. Broodmother, not that of an awkward ban out, but Lone Druid is a hero that I've seen Potm use to great success, so making sure that they don't have to deal with that. And Enigma is going to be the first pick for Moto. I don't know what happened to their team thing. I casted a game like 2 days ago or something, and they had the team thing and everything, and it was a lot easier to actually just look and see that it was Moto, but they're going to be picking up the Enigma. Obviously, the Enigma has a whole bunch of team fight potential, and there is, of course, the opportunity to long lane, jungle, or even kind of pseudo support, but you don't really see that often. Let's see what happened in Dota recently. Well, doesn't matter. Don't have to kill that much time, as we see a Queen of Pain Chaos Knight being played out by Potm. Queen of Pain 9 times out of 10 going for that mid lane. And ooh, Rubik. Okay, so this is apparently after. Right, that's right. I just casted a game with Wisp, so this is post CM update. And that means there's going to be Rubik, there's going to be Wisp, there's going to be Luna as well. And, yeah. So that should be pretty fun. Rubik is really top tier material. He has a guaranteed stun, a very nice nuke. His passive is but, it does give your team a little bit of effective HP. But more importantly, you could steal some really big spells. And if you're a practiced Rubik player, then stealing like a Queen of Pain ultimate or even a Chaos Bolt could be extremely devastating for Potm. I'm not sure how we're going to see this Rubik played. Ideally, you want Rubik to get to level 6 as fast as possible, so you want to kind of play him like you would play an Ancient Apparition, someone who has a very important level 6 spell, but is also capable of supporting. So it's really up to Moto how they want to lane that Rubik. Personally, I want to see him in like a mid lane solo. Like you have a jungle hero with Enigma, and you have Windrunner who could long lane, or suicide lane on the top, and then Rubik could mid lane. That's of course just what I would like to see, because I have not casted a game with Rubik in it yet. Make sure I get some coverage of him and his green staff of death, Vengeful Spirit, being the pickup for Potm, so 2 place stuns and a lot of burst damage coming out from their team so far. Their team looks like they're bracing for a late game kind of thing. They don't really have the same, like Chaos Knight and Queen of Pain, obviously giant powerhouses early game, extremely dangerous, but Vengeful Spirit, one of those supports that really scales well into the late game, and although she does have quite a bit of power in the early game, her power isn't quite the same as, say, a Crystal Maiden or, I don't know, a Shadow Demon who has that flat disruption. Vengeful Spirit has the magic missile, which is great, but really that is outclassed by some of the other multiple spells that come out from other support heroes. And then Enchantress and Beastmaster are going to be banned out by Moto, and on Potm they're going to eliminate the Morphling and the Night Stalker. So, Moto making sure the other team doesn't have a jungle and make sure their towers stay relatively safe. Beastmaster and Enchantress can push quite quickly, and the Shrek going to be their pickup. Potm, on the other hand, making sure that Moto doesn't go for a hugely supreme early mid game, I'm going to crush their entire team kind of build. Night Stalker, one of the most powerful heroes for that. And Morphling has that somewhat as well. You also get a little bit of insurance whenever you pick Morphling, because you could scale well into the late game, and that's oftentimes what you see heroes teams doing. Just picking that Morphling, turtling him up, and doing the 4-1 strat where Yeah, 4 heroes hold down the fort while Morphling just gets really big, and that's not going to be an option. Leshrac going to be the option for Moto, going to be allowing them to push extremely quickly. They have now that edict, and they have the conversions to do a lot of right-click damage. And Phase Bolt, it's Phase Bolt, right? Oh, damn it, Rubik. I haven't played Rubik enough. Rubik's W is very good at clearing out creep waves. It does a lot of damage, and even though it's dispersed, it still does substantial amounts of damage. Kind of similar to Power Shot, except more for a cluster of guys instead of a line of people. So clear out a creep wave real quick, and then just do work with your spells. We're going to see if Moto wants to commit 100% to this early push thing, because so far they have quite a few early game heroes. Their late game is not as big as Potm with that CK and Queen of Pain. It's okay with the Leshrac, and Windrunner could do okay for themselves also. Potm going to be picking up the big team fight ability of Tidehunter, also getting that pseudo support. Actually, no, I'm just going to call it full support. Supporting with that Tidehunter, very dangerous when laned with that CK. Might even see a tri-lane with that CK and VS. Where that remains to be seen, of course.
10 seconds.
And let's see what else is available for Moto. They could try to go full on early game, pick up someone like a Brewmaster, or they could try to invest into the late game and just have the 4 heroes selected right now be the ones who are holding down the fort, while say an anti-mage just does work in the late stages of the game. But really, their strategy is extremely open right now. All of the heroes selected are extremely versatile, and they don't necessarily need to go into any particular lane. Potm on the other hand, Queen of Pain kind of needs to go on that mid lane. That is not to say that she cannot manage in some other lane, but she really thrives in that mid lane where she gets a lot of power. And then Tidehunter and CK, both being melee heroes, doesn't give Potm the same flexibility of having just ranged heroes all over the map. Melee heroes obviously don't have the lane control, and Sand King is going to be picked up by Moto. So going for lots of pretty big team fight, getting lots of AoE magical damage, kind of lacking on the right-click damage. So Potm, if they manage to take it to the later stages of the game, that CK really going to pull a lot of damage out for them, and Epicenter kind of their response to the ravage of the Tidehunter, a little bit more in the sense that they're both like 2 giant AoE spells, but Sand King is going to also be a setup stun for the Leshrac, and you might see those 2 together. If we see an Enigma top, Rubik mid, Enigma jungle, Rubik mid, I'm sorry, Windrunner on the top and dual lane on the bot, that would make me very happy, mostly because I get to see Rubik mid. Rubik most likely going to be going up against that Queen of Pain in the mid lane if they decide to do that. And hey, look, speak of the devil, it's Ancient Apparition. This, of course, gives Potm the extremely, extremely deadly lane of CKAA. 1 cold feet, stun, reality rift if you need it. It's pretty much guaranteed for the cold feet to land, especially if they have additional support coming in from the Tidehunter or VS, really. So, extremely, extremely large amount of kill power coming out from PB. Their pushing is not really there, though, so they do have not much counter push, however, so Moto might be a good idea for them to use those early conversions, get a couple of levels up on Edict, and just kind of beef through the towers in the early stages of the game before the CK and Queen of Pain can really take off. Potm's whole lineup actually kind of greedy in a sense that they all thrive on experience. Vengeful Spirit is one of the few supports that kind of needs experience to really be fully effective. Let's take a minute from that and go over who's playing what. PB, Aoi on the Chaos Knight, Fogged on the Queen of Pain, Tides of Time, I'm not actually sure who that is. Going to be playing the AA, and Way Too Sexy on the Vengeful Spirit, and that leaves Sneaking going to be playing that, what the hell is that? That's like a whale skull? I don't know. Playing the Shark Face Tidehunter. Yeah, Sneaking's going to be playing that. Meanwhile, on the Moto team, Failit's going to be playing that Leshrac. Stand-in Nose going to be playing the Sand King. Another stand-in, Nagaraya, Ling playing the Windrunner, PSTM playing the Enigma, and Savadoom on that Rubik, and Rubik buying up wards, so it looks like, unfortunately for me, he's going to be playing a little bit more of a support role in this game. Otherwise, he would have taken a little bit more gear and maybe head toward the bottle, but he's most likely not going to be played that mid lane solo, so unfortunately for me, I'm going to have to see that another day. CK heading down bot. Looks like actually all of PB is heading down bot, except for this Tidehunter. Did the Tidehunter actually get his... I feel like the portrait is different because of that thing. I'm actually like trying to figure it out. What is it? You can't see what it is, but that's okay. Well, Vengeful Spirit obviously going to be supporting, and okay, back to my point from before. PB is really an experienced, greedy team. Ancient Apparition really thrives once he hits level 6. He could do fine. And put overlay. He could do fine without... I'm sorry, I'm trying to read the chat. He could do fine without level 6, but really, you pretty much pick AA for that Ice Blast. And if you don't have that Ice Blast, then you only have Cold Feet, which is going to be at low levels, so not the most powerful of spells. Still pretty substantial, but you really want that high level. Vengeful Spirit, she's just so valuable, so like you can keep getting the Vengeance Aura the longer she's out. Wave of Terror, of course. If you could toss more than one of those per fight, then it's very valuable, and Magic Missile, of course, speaks for itself. But more importantly, a Vengeful Spirit at level 11 is just so much more important, or so much more impactful, I should say, than a Vengeful Spirit at level 6. The longer range, only plus 300 range, which you could look at that and say, well, that's plus 300, that's not much at all, but really it's the difference between a kill and a missed kill. And of course, the only one who's not really that level reliant is the Tidehunter, who he do pretty well before level 6, but really Queen of Pain, the reason why you always see her in the middle solo, is because she really needs those levels. Chaos Knight, once he gets to the high levels, he's going to be doing a truckload of damage, and so basically everyone on PB doing a lot better if they get a lot of experience, and unfortunately for them, the experience just isn't there on the map, that amount of experience that they need. And Rubik is spazzing out a little bit, it's Cloak. And PB does not have a jungle. I'm thinking that, where is PSTM? PSTM hasn't bought anything, so not sure if he's going to go in lane, do some weird tri-laning stuff, or whatever he's going to do. Most likely going to be going into the jungle, however, so that is going to give Hello Moto another stream of income, both gold and experience, and it's going to really benefit their entire team in general, just having a lot more experience on every hero and having that Enigma being able to keep up with everyone else as well. And what is going on with this pause? Savadoom, that Rubik. So yeah, let's just take a minute to just speak about Rubik for a little bit. Rubik is pretty much, in Dota 1 at least, first ban or first pick, like Lycan status. That's this guy right here. Spell Steal is just, it's pretty finicky, I would have to say, but at the same time, it's extremely strong, and Telekinesis, getting that guaranteed stun disable, and then you got the Fade Bolt, which is guaranteed damage. So really, Rubik kind of, well, just you pretty much pick him just because he's so amazingly versatile, and even though he really thrives at level 6 once he gets his ultimate, the thing is he doesn't need to really get a lot of experience because his spell steal scales with the skills of the other team. So if you're level 6 and they're level 25, then you still grab something that's pretty damn powerful. But of course you would always want your Rubik to not be level 6 when the enemy team is level 25. If that happens, then you're doing something extremely wrong, and here we go. Savadoom is reconnected to the game, so this should take off at any minute. I am actually running out of things to say, except for the fact that Vengeful Spirit going hard support, AA not picking, AA actually has 5, 6, AA I think has picked up something. Yeah, either a courier or a set of wards. So, well, AA and VS, no matter how you slice this team, they're going to be the ones playing support. So, I don't know what I'm babbling away about. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I can. I probably should do that. Thought it was going to take less than like a million years. But hey, I talked about stuff, right? Yeah. Alright, so it's good to know actually I have someone watching. So, hi. Once again, I don't live stream very often. This is only the second time because well, just haven't had the setup correct, but should be relatively decent no matter what. So my apologies for that. We have some laughs going out from the Queen of Pain. Looks like all of PB going to be heading towards the bot lane. Huge amount of kill power. It was just these three. Queen of Pain could just do her own thing. They don't even need her to kill someone. They got the Chaos Bolt, they got the Cold Feet, they got the Magic Missile, and that's all you need, especially to bring down someone like Sand King who took Burrow Strike first. He could pull some extremely ghostly shit and Burrow Strike out of a stun or something, but looks like he's not going to be given that chance. Tidehunter, level up your Gush right now. Gush and Chaos Ball. 2-second stun on the Sand King and a Magic Missile and Cold Feet to follow. Stand-in knows. Oh, knows for you. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. That was awful. So, PV taking a very easy first blood on the bot lane. Let's see who picked that up. Chaos Knight actually picked that up, so ideal situation from PB. Just shows Sand King getting completely stun locked. No time to Burrow Strike anywhere. And that's just the power of CK with a 2-second stun at level 1. Shit's pretty ridiculous. Seems like I never get level 2 stuns at level 2-second stuns at level 1, but hell, what are you gonna do? Vengeful Spirit now with an invisibility rune, gonna be looking for actually gonna block off the camp, but so yeah, that actually is gonna hurt the Enigma, who is gonna be jungling. She's gonna sit there until the creeps spawn, or everyone but that creep spawn. And looks like the bot lane is gonna be Rubik and Sand King. Very interesting. Windrunner going to be on top, and Phaelit's going to be soloing it up against Fogged in the mid lane. We see a Magic Missile go onto Phaelit's and a Shadow Strike. They're not going to be able to bring him down. They're just going to do mostly just harassment damage, but Phaelit's already being forced to use a little bit of his regenerative items at this point, and looks like PB going to have a roaming VS. VS, pretty good roamer. Get a play stun, and that's really all you need to roam. And that is going to leave Chaos Knight and AA in the bot lane to get a little bit more experience each. Sneaking going up against Windrunner. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name constantly. On the top lane, looks like Vengeful Spirit getting stunned up by the Enigma, and that's a lot of conversions. Vengeful Spirit is going to be safe, but just barely. Going to be forced to use that salve. So the deadly lane of CKAA is going to be on this bot lane, and Sand King really has to be careful. He's gonna have to use his Sandstorm, like in a very timely fashion, or else he's gonna be in a lot of trouble. Fog taking a stun from Phaelitz, and he's gonna blink away just fine. He does have his bottle. He's gonna be burning a little bit of the mana regeneration on that, but that's no big deal. Burrow Strike going on to Owie, and he's actually gonna get levitated and moved back, but just taking a little bit of harassment damage. As we see Cold Feet going on to Sand King, just even more harassment damage. Salves, Tango is going to be popping off from everyone, so it's not going to be a big deal at all. Fogged versus Leshrac in the mid lane. You don't see Leshrac in the mid lane very often. Usually you see him with someone else because it's so hard to land that split earth. But Fogged trading hits with Phaelitz pretty equally as the Queen of Pain manages to force out the Edict. It's going to burn a little bit more mana from the Leshrac, who doesn't have his bottle yet, whereas Fogged does have his bottle. Bot lane going to have to be careful. We see Vengeful Spirit rotating down. Looks like knows what's going on. Yeah, that happened. So he's not going to die at the minute. But Fogged continuing to go up against Phaelitz as Edict pops out from him. Of course, with all these creeps plus illusions, the Edict not really focusing on the main Queen of Pain. Top lane is actually currently a wash. Kind of surprising considering how Windrunner is ranged and usually could do decently against the Tidehunter. But it looks like for Potm bottom, their roaming VS has not really been amazingly successful. But against good teams, you would expect good ward coverage, and they have a ward here which is basically protecting Teal and the bot lane. So it shouldn't really be that much of an issue for them. The Vengeful Spirit won't be much of an issue for them. Getting tripped up in all of my words, but that is quite okay. Fogged actually outlaning Phaelitz, and I'm actually going to feel like there's a kill going on. Shadow Strike onto Phaelitz, and Fogged actually blinks away. Phaelitz is not going to tick down. He does have a bottle. He's going to be able to heal between the ticks. So very close battle between these two. Unfortunately for Fogged, he is out of bottle charges, whereas Phaelitz, well, Phaelitz is actually out of bottle charge as well, but he's forced to use them to keep it alive. Levitate now going off onto Ancient Apparition, going to be forcing it down into a Burrow Strike. 2-second stun, misses and goes onto a creep. That is huge. Stand-in nose getting freezed up, but Enigma managing to take a kill on the Ancient Apparition. In the meantime, Leshrac getting a kill by himself versus the Queen of Pain. So, Potm bottom all of a sudden not looking, well, just took a pretty huge hit as far as the golden experience goes. And you expect their golden experience levels to be a little bit behind regardless because of this Enigma right here, who I cannot click on because he has a haste rune. But he's going to keep adding more gold towards the Hello Moto team, where the kind of counterpart, I guess you could say, is the Vengeful Spirit. Only level 2 versus a level 4 Enigma, so not really keeping up in that regard. And Vengeful Spirit not necessarily getting what she needs. Now playing support for the top lane. Tidehunter doesn't really need it, but it could always benefit him. But you saw that pretty long cast range from the Levitate, setting up a very good kill. And unfortunately for the Chaos Knight, he misclicked and stunned a creep, which is never something you want to do. Levitate now going up onto Aoi, bringing him back closer to the team. Cold Feet going onto Nose, and Aoi's going to take a lot of stuns as the phase 1 goes out. Reality Rift back onto Nose, but unfortunately the Cold Feet already dissipated. Aoi's taking a lot of right-click damage. Just one more hit. Rubik is going to take the last hit with a right-click, actually. So CK could have just turned around and been completely safe, but tried to go for that Sand King kill, who unfortunately walked right outside of the Cold Feet area as soon as Reality Rift kicked in. So the CK not having the best time of his life. Let's actually check out this mid lane, because these two are very aggressive on each other. Queen of Pain, kind of as expected, getting a little bit more money out of it, although Leshrac is at a level advantage because of the solo kill. Leshrac is actually only sticking at level 1 on his stun. I mean, like, against the Queen of Pain, it's going to be hard to hit anything regardless, so I guess that's going to be what they're going to try to do. Nose, now he's going to take a 1-second stun, and he's going to get the Cold Feet procced on him. Right clicks coming out from the PB team, but it looks like Sand King going to be okay regardless. Now, see Vengeful Spirit looking for something. Just going to be looking for an opportunity to ward, I guess. So there goes the ward right there. So making Tidehunter's time a little bit easier. Now is 1,000 gold. Might see Arcane Boots coming out from him. We now see PSTM picking up an invisibility rune. Might look for something in the bot lane. Although if he does show himself, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. There's a lot of stuns actually and disables coming out on this bot lane for Hello Moto. So both lanes very deadly. 18-5 for the CK, and Sand King staying on top of that, so pretty much even as far as the farm goes. Let's actually take a look, and yeah, the gold earned for Hello Moto, mostly just coming out from those 2 kills in advantage, and experience showing the exact same thing. PSTM now lurking on the mid lane. He does have a black hole, so if he pops the black hole on the Queen of Pain is pretty much guaranteed to die. Not enough time to blink out of that, especially when Split Earth hits. Bleh. But unfortunately, the invisibility rune ran out, but they're going to take this opportunity with level 4 Edict and conversions, only at level 2, to put some damage on this mid lane. We see a yellow teleporting in, Phaelitz taking the Screen of Pain, and a Ravage going out from Sneaking, Ultimate being used on the Leshrac. We have a Black Hole going off onto Sneaking and Fogged, but it's not going to be enough, I feel, as they both turn around onto PSTM, and in the end, Enigma doesn't get either of them. The Enigma from the Leshrac doing damage through death. So, a tormented soul indeed. You cannot one does not, no, I'm not going to say that. So, looks like the Ancient Apparition looking for something. He's going to take a Fade Bolt. It is called Fade Bolt, right? I'm not crazy. There it is. And Nose kind of pressuring him back, although Sand King has to play extremely carefully because Aoi could rotate in at any moment and land a, what, 4-second stun? He could land a, yeah, 1 to 4 second stun, and just completely turn any gank around. So both sides on this bot lane have to be extremely careful. And 4 to 5 on the Rubik, 2 to 5 on the Ancient Apparition. So yeah, so this bot lane is pretty much 100% wash. This is Tidehunter's gank in the mid lane. Did give Vengeful Spirit a little bit of time on the top lane by herself. Fog taking a little bit of stun and lightning. He's actually going to be able to heal right through that. We see him blinking onto Phaelitz, but the Edict was still up, and Fog take a lot of lot of damage going on to that Queen of Pain, so he's a little bit over-aggressive, but managed to keep down Phalix. They both have bottles. Actually, Queen of Pain running quite low on that bottle. And the rune is on the bot lane, so she could get that rune as we see in the engagement. Going out to Owie. Knows he's going to take a cold feet, but he's going to walk out of that just fine. CK being the tanky bastard that he is, switching to agility treads to heal himself up, getting a little bit more mileage out of that, although it doesn't really make a difference if it's less than 400 health that you need to heal. And looks like PSTM with those conversions, still only level 2, going to be pushing down this bot lane tower with Phalix rotating in with the double damage rune. He's going to run into Owie, and this is going to be quite a duel. Phalix does have an edict up his sleeve, so it's not going to be a good fight for Owie to take. Tides of Time now on the run. If he has to get a cold feet, Phalix looking for the stun, but only a level 1 stun. Not going to be able to seal in that deal. And 3-second stun going to Phalix, plus a cold feet. His nose goes in for the burrow strike onto the Ancient Apparition. Ancient Apparition is going to get stunned again. Sneaking, teleporting in. Does not have a Ravage, unfortunately. Phalix goes down regardless. Owie is chasing down 2 people, and PSTM hiding in the trees. He's going to be going down no matter what. Anchor Smash is going to seal him that kill. Owie's still on the chase for that Sand King. Sand King being Reality Rift, and he's trying to burrow strike somewhere. And he's going to actually burrow strike towards Fog, so unfortunately for that stand-in. Actually, no, they actually managed to levitate stun, but it simply was not enough. Queen of Pain with that blink, doesn't care what you do, and Savadoom now in danger. Vengeful Spirit rotating in. Right clicks is all they need, however, as Fog takes another kill. So 3-1-4 on that Queen of Pain. Just brought up something, let's see what it is. It's a crap load of stuff, so most likely power treads, and, well, she actually has 2 null talismans, so she's doing very well as far as her basic items go. Ancient Apparition has hit that level 6 mark, has a blast heading towards the top lane, not going to hit anything. Or trees. Don't do that to the trees, man. Save the trees. Vengeful Spirit continuing with her supportive duties, buying up the counter wards. Going to be wandering over places with Sneaking, who now has his Ravage up. So if they had that Ravage last fight, it would have been even more of a slaughter. Now they're going to run into Sand King and the Windrunner. Perfect lineup for a Shackle Shot. Is it going to latch? Yes, it is going to latch onto the Sneaking and Vengeful Spirit as Sand King channels the epicenter, but no, it gets cancelled by the Magic Missile. Vengeful Spirit is going to fall down regardless, though, and Fog now here with his ultimate can hit both Sand King and the Windrunner. Black Hole going up onto Sneaking, Fog, and Owie. Phalix is here as well, stuns all 3 of them, actually. Fade Bolt going in as well. Lots of damage coming out from the Moto side as PB Owie is the only one to run out of that engagement, and looks like he's going to be just fine. Levitate is on cooldown. No stun from the Enigma, no stun from the Leshrac. And with that support from the Ancient Apparition, looks like the CK is going to live just fine. And wow, some pretty wild fights going off, and the experience advantage with those 3 kills still in favor of PB. The gold advantage not quite going the same way because PB has yet to take a tower. So Rubik actually taking 1 point of his null field. I actually haven't played Rubik enough to know what is the best thing, but with so much early game damage coming out from PB, it's a smart thing to do, I feel. Like Levitate's only really a play setup as he now takes Reality Rift, not the best one to take. Shackle Shot going off, only latching trees with PSTM, gonna take an Ice Blast, and he's gonna get right clicked down by this Vengeful Spirit. Shatters from the Ancient Apparition, Tide Hunter, Ravage onto Phalix and the Windrunner, 2-second stun and a Reality Rift going in. Windrunner's gonna go down to the Ancient Apparition as Phalix is still getting chased down by the Tide Hunter. Queen of Pain blinks down from the high ground and is able to get that last right click for the Leshrac kill, so another 3 kills very easily going towards PB. Actually, check out who's getting what kills. It's actually pretty spread evenly. Fog is involved in, wow, 11 of the 12 kills Fog has been a part of. So that Queen of Pain gets around level 11, and that is, I believe, the highest level. Yes, it is the highest level by quite a bit. Sneaking is right behind her, and once Tidehunter hits that level 11, this early into the game, that's something that you don't see very often, but it's just completely devastating. That Ravage gets so much more deadly. Fog could jump onto this Rubik, but he does not have the sight, so he's not going to risk it. Owie, now with that Bracer, most likely going to be going for a drum, something pretty standard among CK users. Arcane Boots Earn now being picked up by the Tidehunter, and only Arcane Boots on the Sand King, so Tidehunter has that edge on him. Savadoom getting chased around by some pink illusions, no big deal there. Phalix with the Arcane Boots is going to run into Fog, who's going to get that stun off. Phalix going to not cast anything, actually. Fog going to get hit by a Shackle Shot, but it's not going to latch. Actually getting Reality Rifts back, 2-second stun onto the Windrunners. Ice Blast misses everything, I'm pretty sure. Phalix is getting hit by the Vengeful Spirit, and he's going to die. Cold Feet now going on to the Sand King as Owie going to take a power shot right through him. Fogged is on the run, so is the Ancient Apparition, but do they have any more stuns? 3, 2, 1, looks like they're going to actually fall back. Going to use some conversions, and Tidehunter is back into this fight. She can use Anchor Smash to clear off the creeps a little bit. Fogged looks like she wants to do something, but it's not going to be enough. What did Rubik steal? Rubik stealed an Anchor Smash, so unfortunately, not the best steal to steal as the Shackle Shot tries to latch onto something. Unfortunately, the angle just isn't there to latch her onto those trees. And Tidehunter does not have a Ravage right now. Actually going for a Medallion of Courage. That's very interesting.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
It's
attack.
a very offensive item to be going on to Tidehunter. Usually you see a Blink Dagger or a Pipe or something around those lines, but hey, Medallion, if you want to do a little more early damage, I guess.
Radiant's bottom tower is
I
under
personally
attack.
would never even consider going for that item, but hey, I'm not a pro player. I am not on Potm bottom yet. Yeah, I'm just kidding, guys. So it looks like PB going to stick around the top lane because they see all of Helamoto is going to be around that area. Helamoto still has their BKB, no, not BKB, Black Hole, and Nose still has that Epicenter, and they're going to be pushing down on the top lane. Burst Strike goes on to sneaking as Windrunner actually finds a hole in the trees. He's going to be levitating just up and down. Some Ravage going off onto Savadoom only. Savadoom's going to take a lot of damage. He's going to take Cold Feet, and he's going to get ticked over by the Ancient Apparition. Reality Rift now going onto the Windrunner as he lands a 2-second stun. Is there going to be a Follow-Up Magic Missile? Yes. Follow-Up Magic Missile and Ice Blast coming in, going to hit them both perfectly. Fogged is going to get Shackle Shot to a tree as we have Sand King when he Burst Struck in, but unfortunately for him, he's now completely surrounded. And slowly take damage, and he doesn't have any mana to escape. He does have Arcane Boots, so he could try to Burst Strike down the edge, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to escape from there regardless. Well, he might. Fogged is too low to chase, so actually no, scratch that. He is going to go give chase. Fogged still has quite a bit of mana, and he does have an ultimate, but is he going to find the... yes, he is. No!
Tower has fallen.
He screamed, but he didn't decide to keep going. If he just unleashed his ultimate, that would have been fine. And Rubik, shitty luck, getting an Ice Vortex. So not the best skill. Most likely he's going to be using that for a little bit of map vision. And I apologize, but looks like during that time, Phalix managed to take down a tier 2 tower of Potm bottom on the bot lane. So even though Helamoto not having the best of team fights, still managing to get something out of that engagement, as we see a pretty roller coaster-esque ride on that gold earn chart. The towers killed, still doing a little bit of work for Helamoto. So you now see an Ice Blast coming in, going to hit on the Enigma perfectly. Unfortunately, if Fog jumps in, he's going to get chain stunned and most likely killed, so he's not going to push his luck as far as that goes. Tidehunter rotating towards the mid lane, and Sand King 300 away from his Blink Dagger. Sand King held his Epicenter through that entire fight, and I feel like he barely got out with his life, and if he stopped for a couple of seconds to channel, it would have been his death for sure. Phalix looking for a stun, not going to find it. Fog picking up an Illusion Rune, as we see just wards coming in for Savadoom, that Rubik player. Looks like Potm bottom looking to set up something onto this bot lane, but Helamoto looks to be wise to Potm bottom's antics as everyone just silently backs out. No big deal. We now see Savadoom and Phalix pushing it up onto the mid lane. Looks like Phalix actually going to be going for an Aghanim Scepter. Well, eventually at least. That might be a BKB. Most likely going to be a BKB as Leshrac. Just taking the chilling effect of that Ice Blast, and now he's got to be careful because Sand King is here. A lot of power coming out from these three heroes. Tidehunter rotating around, looking for the retreating heroes. Not going to find them, unfortunately.
Radiant's bottom tower
Really
is under
curious why
attack.
he got this Medallion of Courage instead of going for a Hood and Pipe. I feel like... I don't know. Hood and Pipe is definitely the more defensive build, like, no doubt, but I don't feel like they need any more offensive capabilities. They have a Queen of Pain, they have a CK, AA does quite a bit of damage in his own right, and Tidehunter, who got that solo lane and got it pretty easily as well, putting out a lot of magical damage, well, physical also, I guess, but point is, there's a lot of damage coming out from PB, and I don't feel like they need to buy items to increase that, especially short-term items to increase that. It would have been a lot better if he completed up his Hood by now, in my opinion, or gone for a Blink Dagger. Fail, it's gonna land a stun. No! Only level 1 stun still. Opting instead for Lightning. That was level 2 stun that would have hit. But unfortunately for him, now Black Blink Dagger on that Sand King. Fog is going to blink out of that just fine, and Savadoom going to take a full-on Ice Blast. Not going to be a big deal, though. Actually, Fog is going to get chased. He Blink Scream right into the Enigma and Sand King. He gets Burrow Struck, and he's going to get right-clicked. Actually, Lightning by the Leshrac, so Fog playing a little bit too aggressively. Looking for that kill onto the Rubik. Was not enough damage. Especially with that level 2 no field. And Rubik's just picking up, like, all the bad spells. Like, Scream and Pain is great, but that's only if you have a lot of mobility to back it up. Sneaking now getting engaged upon. Is he going to be able to pop that Ravage up? Yes, Ravage goes off, and Nose is going to go down. Magic Missiles, and Gush is going to be able to seal the deal. Aoi now using Reality Rift, and a 4-second stun on PSTM. PSTM taking a negative Urn Charge, but with just the Creep Wave and Tidehunter and Vengeful Spirit being at such low health, PB is actually just going to retreat. Not going to try to push for that. Oh, Ice Blast? Ice Blast, unfortunately, not going anywhere as PSTM going his own direction. He does have that mech, so he's going to be able to regenerate just fine. Ice Blast falling all the way. Going to hit this guy who's selling stuff. And PSTM now positioning themselves with a pretty sizable creep wave to take out the top lane. Tidehunter is going to be one teleport back. But last fight, Tidehunter uses Ravage, only hit one, I believe, and if he did hit another one, it was inconsequential, so not the best Ravage in the world, but when you're getting beat on like that, you kind of just want to get your ultimate off, see if they're going to push in, and well, it's better to have that ultimate off for a giant team fight, even if you're not in that team fight exactly. Nose now spouting out Sneaking. Burrow Strike was already used. And Tidehunter not taking much damage from that at all with that Urn and the Cloak. Can be pretty resilient, but Moto is going to continue their push. Valets and PSTM going to take a Ice Blast as we see a Blink Epicenter, I'm sorry, going off onto only Sneaking. However, he's going to get taken down. Queen of Pain ultimate going to be taking down that Rubik, and Black Hole is going to be used just for Fog, but there's no DPS coming out from them. Fog going to land that stun, and Edict might be able to take Fog down. Yes, Leshrac going to get himself a double kill, but Chaos Knight now is back into this fight. He's not going to look for anything additional. I don't know why I keep saying Blink BKB on Sand King, but it's clearly not. Shock Shot is going to latch on the Vengeful Spirit, but Aoi managing to get a big stun on Valets. Valets taking a lot of damage as Tidehunter is now back into this fight, hitting an Anchor Smash onto Purple, the Windrunner, and Valets now on the run from Aoi. He's going to dodge the stun perfectly. Reality Rift is just going to be enough to seal him that kill, and we now have PSTM, the only one alive from that engagement, going to be teleporting away right before the Ice Blast comes in. Ice Blast, I don't think it would have hit him anyway, but Potm Bottom, not the best initial fight, and they did end up losing their top tier tower, and that's going to put Moto at quite a huge gold advantage, only losing one tower. That's actually kind of surprising. So Moto, the best defense is a good offense, and I guess that is why they got that Medallion of Courage. They're going to be aiming for Roshan. They don't have the most Roshan killing potential, but with, well, actually, I feel like it's kind of overkill. They had the Wave of Terror, they had Gush, and now Nose getting spotted out by a Sentry Ward. Going to be burst striking through Fog, trying to get out. Ravage catching Nose and Savadoom. Nose is going to be going to go down. Savadoom probably going to be going down as well, but no, the Levitate stun going to be enough to bring him down. Ice Blast going to hit perfectly. Yes, it is going to nail him. So Ancient Apparition with a wicked 6 streak, getting a double kill from that engagement, and looks like they're going to transition right back into Roshan. Maybe. No, PSTM wants more. Fog going to jump in and use the Scream of Pain. Actually, he's taking a lot of damage from that Pulse Nova and Edict. Fog is going to go down from the Leshrac. Enigma instantly buys back into the game. And Ancient Apparition on the high ground with only 60 HP. Windrunner managing to pick off that Vengeful Spirit in the back in the meantime, and looks like AA managed to teleport just in time, right before Teal managed to get in on him. Roshan still sitting at 5,400 health, so Roshan taking a lot of damage and really helping out Moto in that fight, since PB, when they started, were a little bit weaker than they otherwise would have been. Failed with that level 4 Edict, now going to be taking down the tier 2 tower in the mid lane, so that is going to be all the outside towers for Potm Bottom. Potm Bottom does not have any lane control. Lane map control. Yeah, map control. They don't have any easy access into Roshan, and even though Moto do not have that mid tower of their own, they're going to take it right now, so it's going to be a moot point. Now see Ancient Apparition scouting out with that Vortex, going to be checking out the HP levels of Roshan, probably going to go for an Ice Blast since they're all extremely pumped up Sneaking. Going to run into Savadoom, who's going to take a lot of damage, but he's actually going to levitate Sneaking, throw him back a little bit. Reality Rift is going to keep Savadoom in for the proc though. Ancient Apparition, godlike streak. PSTM taking a forcing stun. You see an Epicenter coming in from the nose, getting a triple kill almost instantly. Aoi's the only one who's alive. He's gonna run away, and Queen of Pain in the meantime in the back of the fight, not gonna pick up anyone. Oh, well, there goes Phalix, and he's gonna go for the Windrunner as well. Shakrashan not gonna latch onto anything. Fog is on the run. He wants to just buy enough time for those bottle charges, and probably wants to go back in. Roshan, what is your health? Roshan, 900 health. Except there are 2 ranged creeps for some reason working on Windrunner. Windrunner is actually taking a lot of damage from these creeps. And Aoi is now back into this fight with Fog, and Power Shot's actually going to miss. Reality Rift going to be bringing the Windrunner down. And yes, that's going to be a double kill for Potm bottom. Rubik's the only one alive, and that's because he just respawned. Fog going to take a little bit of damage from the Roshan, but in the end, Potm bottom managing to get the Roshan in the end after a really long, extended fight. Picking up a 12 kill advantage. I'm pretty sure that's not their gold advantage. Oh, it actually is. 12 kills is enough to offset all the towers, apparently. Actually, no, they got another tower, so Potm bottom looking extremely strong with that giant team fight, and Enigma held the black hole for that whole time. Sand King did exactly what he was supposed to do. He got a huge epicenter, getting 3 people and instantly getting a triple kill. Actually, not. He got 4 people, and he instantly got a triple kill, and the CK managed to escape just barely. CK with that Ogre Club drum and Strength Power Treads has the most health on his team, probably. Yeah, there you go. Everyone else extremely weak, and level 2 Epicenter not to be taken lightly. Looks like Leshrac actually did go for the Aghanim Scepter, not going for a straight BKB. But most likely that Ogre Club now going to be turned into a BKB. I don't see what else he would use it on. Sound Yasha, Leshrac incoming. It's going to be awesome. Or Halberd. Halberd is definitely better than Sound Yasha. But still, it's going to be that BKB. Sneaking now with the hood. There you go. Going to be helping a lot against that Epicenter, which the Sand King has been pretty much nailing. And the Chaos Knight going to be going for some magic immunity as well. Unfortunately for him, Moto does have an Enigma with a black hole. Doesn't matter how many Chaos Knights there are, or how magic immune there are, black hole is just going to pull you in no matter what, because gravity's a bitch. And I'm saying that I hope that that's actually how black holes work. I am no science major. I'm assuming it's just crushing gravity, but I don't know. There's probably some weird stuff going on there, and I'm just completely wrong. But I don't really care, because Enigma is supposed to be mystical anyway. Ooh, that was actually very smart if you caught that. Fog dropping his Aghanim Scepter and then using his bottle. You do that because bottle restores a flat amount, and then once you add that mana and health and the attributes, you get more mileage out of the bottle. So it healed the Queen of Pain a lot more, as we now see Potm bottom smoked up, looking for a kill. Phalix is going to reveal the smoke. Sneaking, wants to go in, but no, the Levitate's going to stun him and the Venture Spirit. Ravage going to go off on PSTM. Chaos not getting a double kill. Just a huge Epicenter once again, but not going to be able to kill anyone this time as the mech pops off. Ancient Apparition managing to pick up Sand King, and Phalix now on the run from Fogged, and Phalix looking for a stun. No, Reality Rift is going to deny him that, as Tidehunter actually is the one who picked up the kill. Power Shot going off, trying to make something happen. Unfortunately for PB, they still haven't taken that tier 1 tower, and the creeps are all the way back here, so they cannot, unless they're gonna, well, it's actually pretty weak. Phantasm is used, and yeah, the tower. Backdoor! Screams of backdoor from the crowd. But it doesn't matter. PB have a 2-to-1 kill advantage on Moto. And Moto, they just... Does Enigma still have his black hole up? Enigma looking for the black hole opportunities, but he's just getting jumped on by that CK, getting hit by a very long stun, and then he just dies. He simply does not have an opportunity to unleash that black hole. And even if he does, I mean, like, the Epicenter is pretty much hitting perfectly. I mean, you could hit another person or something like that, but Sand King is, they're really getting as much mileage from that Sand King as they possibly can. So black hole, I'm not really sure if it'll help that much, because they don't have much right-click power. Rubik might be able to get another Fade Bolt out, and Leshrac's going to sit around with a little bit more time on that Pulse Nova. But PB was just so healthy in that at the end of that last engagement. It's like, well, even though Black Hole wasn't used, is it going to be really making a difference? You now see Pipe on Tidehunter, Mech on Ancient Apparition, so they have the standard teamfight items up as Fog instantly jumps in, going to be going for someone. Ancient Apparition Blast is going to miss on everyone. Savadoom is a little bit too far away, but Sneaking is stunned from that Malphus, so nothing's going to happen from this. Fade Bolt going out just to weaken them a little bit, and Burrow Strike going off onto the Tidehunter, but Sand King immediately blinking back, not looking for a fight. Fogged, however, is kind of posturing like he wants a fight. Rubik once again stealing the Scream of Pain. Scream of Pain not good on Rubik because you don't want to be that close in the fight, and you don't have a blink spell. He doesn't have a blink spell yet, actually. Nose blinking up, looking for a Burrow Strike, but Fog was around the bend, and he didn't want to risk it. Gosh, now going off onto Sneaking as gets forced back from the Levitate. Pipe pop getting popped off, as well as BKB. Reality Rift going on Savadoom. 4-second stun. Savadoom's going to be going down to the Chaos Knight. Is there going to be anyone else, however? Drum has been popped. They're looking, but everyone's on the run. PSTM actually smoking away just to get a little bit more movement speed. But PB content to annihilate the creep wave and push in for a tier 2 tower. Rubik, although Levitate is useful, it's not the biggest, but it's mostly the magic immunity aura that is the reason why they want to keep him alive. Reality Rift failing on Windrunner. I feel like Reality Rift fails a lot more in this game than in Dota 1. I don't know. I actually have not played CK in Dota 1 with the Reality Rift. It was Blink Strike when I was playing him. Yes, that is just Rikimaru's Blink Strike. Owie taking a lot of magical damage from that Midnight Pulse, and he's going to take a Burrow Strike as well. Sneaking, looking for a Ravage, but it is simply not there. Anchor Smash going off, and it's very tense right now. Sneaking, not going to be shackled to anything. Ice Blast coming off. Ravage, there's the Ravage. Windrunner is going to be stunned up or something. Rubik getting taken out immediately, so Epicenter going to be channeled by that Sand King. Epicenter is going to go off, doing a lot of damage, going to be able to take out the Tidehunter and the Chaos Knight. Queen of Pain is going to resurrect from that Aegis. Going to go onto that Windrunner as Vengeance Spear is on the run, going to be taken down by Lightning. There goes the Queen of Pain ultimate, with Aghanim Center will be up in a relatively short amount of time. Level 4 Split Earth finally, but unfortunately for him, he missed it. Nose now going to head him off, but unfortunately for him, he doesn't have any mana, and Fog just going to stand his ground, use that poison damage from the Shadow Strike to tick him over. Fog's going to get hit perfectly by Split Earth. He does have a blink up his sleeve, and Shackle is actually going to latch him. This might be the death of Fog. Perfect Shackle going through the blink. You cannot fool a Shackle shot, unfortunately. Blink away by Queen of Pain again. Not enough damage coming out from Moto, even though, well, I feel like, no, the Dieblock Edict timed out from the first blink. So Queen of Pain, very lucky to get out with her life, now sitting at 3,600 gold. Unfortunately for Moto, PB still pretty much at a 2-to-1 kill advantage. I'm going to take a little bit of water. Alright, Queen of Pain picking up a Necrobook. I would have expected something like a BKB so she could stick around a little bit more, but getting those, what is it called? Something like, or something like that. I don't remember what it's called, but the Necrobook thing that makes whoever kills it take like 600 pure damage. What she's going to be looking for, because Sand King has been pretty much nailing everyone on PB. Sand King just being amazing in those team fights, and with that Necrobook, that's going to be eventually level 3. It's going to punish Sand King for doing that. And even though PB does have that pipe, they just got caught off by one too many big AoE spells, and the fight didn't quite go perfectly for them, as CK, who usually managed to live through all those previous fights, or at least live a lot longer, got killed relatively early. Queen of Pain as well, but she had an Aegis. Looks like there's going to be double Necrobook. Ancient Apparitions going for one as well. Are we going to see more than 2? Sneaking. Not enough gold for anything. What is this? Armlet can be picked up by the CK, so standard CK stuff. Unfortunately, we're not going to see a Necrobook CK. It's actually not the worst item for CK. You get the Reality Rift. I'm pretty sure Reality Rift doesn't bring them to bring the Necro units to the target, but still, the Speed Aura, the Mana Burn, it's not that bad. Armlet, of course, being a lot more cost-effective as far as right-click hits go. This is actually working very quickly towards that. Only about 400 gold off, 500 gold off. Moto now, they do have a pipe of their own. BKB being built up by Leshrac, Blink Dagger, and Mech on the Enigma. So I feel like if Moto managed to be the ones to initiate, then their fights are going to go a lot better. All these past fights, PB have been the ones jumping in, and it's really been costing Moto because Enigma is always the one who gets jumped upon. And Enigma gets isolated, and there's no black hole. And the black hole at this point, I mean, it's clear Moto has enough damage to really act upon that black hole, especially from that Leshrac, who now, Well, he's still building towards the
Radiant's
BKB, so
top
not
tower
quite
is
yet. He
under
does have a
attack.
haste turn, however, going to be stunning sneaking. Are they going to go in on this? Sneaking a little bit too tanky with that pipe. He's going to be settling for a shackle shot and a couple of right clicks. Creep's not doing anything for him because of that Kraken shell. Looks like PB was just turtling up just a little bit, waiting for that Chaos Knight to get his armlet, but unfortunately for them, Moto is going to be retreating, and PB is not going to have an opportunity to jump in. Oh god, it's so hot in this room, guys. It's bad, it's bad. Queen of Pain now with the Necrobook level 2. I feel like they should change this because it looks like it says Necrobook level 5. Like, obviously there is no Necrobook 5, but it could be a little bit confusing for a new player. It's like, wow, how do you get that high? I just bought recipes and it didn't work. Oh no, Windrunner actually going to reveal a huge smoke by the PB team. Is there going to be a Chaos Bolt? However, no, he's actually getting blocked up a little bit by the Tidehunter. They're looking for someone. They're going to find the Sand King. The Sand King using his Sandstorm already, and he's going to be teleporting out. Nothing for him. His little orb going to be going flying away. PSTM going to be teleporting out as well. He did use his Blink Dagger to escape. So a good smoke reveal by the Windrunner, and this thing is still flying. Oh, there it goes. And Windrunner actually managing to get out alive. CK not quite in a position to land down a stun and gets blocked by the Tidehunter and burns his BKB charge, which is now at 8 seconds, so still a pretty long charge of BKB, but that was... Moto's happy with that. They managed to force out a smoke, they managed to force out a BKB charge, and at the cost of just a couple of teleportation scrolls. It's going to hurt Chaos Knight and help them a lot more, and it's going to help them and hurt the Chaos Knight. Yep. PB now sitting around the Roche pit. They know that Roshan is up. Both teams know that Roshan is up. That's why they're all converged here on this position. I don't think any team knows if the other team is doing it, however. There was vision from PB, so they would have seen Moto go in unless they had smoke on, but they had heroes nearby, so if Moto does try to do that, they're going to get jumped. You know, Tide, Ravage, unhappiness all around from everyone. Looks like PB going to take this opportunity, going to be going for a Roshan. Do they still have the Medallion? Yeah, they do. Gush, Wave of Terror, and Medallion. There's a lot of minus armor, plus a Cold Feet, which is a very long stable on that Roshan. CK just going to be wailing on it with that armlet. He's going to be doing a lot of damage, even though it's not turned on. He's going to be saving himself some health. Sneaking, going to be finding some Eidolons, so a little bit of gold for him. Num num num. Roshan is killed, and Chaos Knight picks it up. Necro Unit's going to be chasing down someone. Unfortunately for Tidehunter, does not have his Blink Dagger quite yet. If he's going to be going for it at all, PSTM is going to get... No! Oh, you lucky devil, Enigma. A failed Reality Rift. Unfortunate, unfortunate. I guess the Portally effect kind of always goes off, and that's kind of like the cast time. And that's why it looks like they all fail, but I have no idea. It's a little bit misleading. Aoi now popping his Phantasm just to get a little bit more damage on this tower. All these Phantasm illusions will do a lot of damage. In the meantime, oh my god, Windrunner taking a lot of damage from the Queen of Pain and Tidehunter. He double teleportations coming in. One gets cancelled actually, 3 second stun onto that Windrunner, and she's going to take a Cold Feet as well. Reality Rift's going to bring her farther away from the Cold Feet, but it doesn't matter. Chaos Knight is going to have enough damage. Levitate going to bring Aoi a little bit farther away from the Enigma, but he's still going strong onto Phalanx. Here's a Blink Epicenter coming in from the Sand King. Not enough damage though. He's going to get Magic Missile and Cold Feeted up as CK does take a fall, but he does have the Aegis. Force Staff into a huge Ravage, catching both the Rubik and the Enigma. Enigma is on the run. There goes Black Hole, but unfortunately for him, instantly swapped out. And that is going to be a triple kill for the Queen of Pain. Making bank with that level 3 Necro Book. A lot of extra damage coming out from her. And this is going to mean this tier 2 tower on the top lane. Fog does get shackle shotted to a creep, but Reality Rift once again failing. Reality Rift. Come on, get your game together, Reality Rift. I feel like it was just so much easier when it was just Blink Strike. Of course, Reality Rift is a huge buff from Blink Strike, but, you know, whatever. Pipe now goes off from the PB side. They're going to be pushing down the top tower. Reality Rift, there we go. It's finally worked. Going out to Phalanx. 2 second stun and a Cold Feet. Phalanx is going to take a fall. Windrunner is trying to do something with her power shots. Did manage to latch Queen of Pain to the near the corpse of the Leshrac, so a little more damage going onto her, but she's going to get an Urn Charge, and she's going to be just fine. PB now going strong for that Rax. Are they going to get it? They don't have a Phantasm. Shackle shot on the AA and CK. Going to be slowing down the damage just a little bit. Nose going in for a Burrow Strike. Only hitting one before he blinks away. Actually getting stunned regardless. Queen of Pain ultimate getting a huge kill on that Sand King, and Sand King did not have his Epicenter, so not that a huge kill, but still. Aoi now getting stunned up near the towers as the Rax does go down, unfortunately for Moto. PB gonna stick around for that range racks? Not a big deal, but hell, it's easy gold that they could get. They're not in any threat right now. There's only 3 heroes up for Moto, and come on, strike like it down. There you go. Queen of Pain getting a ton of gold from that one. 3,700 gold with that level 3 Necro Book. It's probably going to be going towards a Sheep Stick or even a BKB. Either way, PB sitting at. I'm kind of scared to press this button, but I'm going to press it anyway. Oh God, 12,000. Oh, painful. Oh God, 25,000 in favor of PB. PB in a commanding lead. Now with that, what the hell? Enigma, chilling in the mid lane. Where are you, Enigma? No, Enigma actually managed to get sniped by AA. I did not see that one coming at all. My apologies. But PB in a very firm lead. Vengeful Spirit almost at that level 3 swap. And level 3 swap when you're pushing into the base is such a huge spell. Even though they do have 1 Force Staff, even though Sand King does have a Blink Dagger, Enigma does have a Blink Dagger, if she manages to catch out like the Shrek, I'm like, sure he's going to pop his BKB, but the CK with Phantasm Illusion's not going to care that much if you're magic immune. And you can see how much of an advantage PB is in because how dangerously this Vengeful Spirit is playing. Support is a little bit of ways off, and now sneaking, going to be, once again, Anchor Smash. I bet Savdoom wants a Ravage. Blink in from a Queen of Pain. She can lash to a tree. That's the longest shackle I've ever seen. But no follow-up. Actually, Veil of Discord. Super baller build coming out from there. Nose getting spotted out by the Vengeful Spirit. Howl of Terror, however. Veil, it's in the wrong place at the wrong time. You're going to take a Magic Missile, but there's no follow-up quite yet. Nose going to be Barrow Striking the Tidehunter, which is so tanky with that pipe, just taking everything. Fog blinking in once again for another Scream of Pain. Ravage going off, following the Force Staff. Veil, it's going to be taking a huge Queen of Pain ultimate. Holy shit streak on the Queen of Pain. I'm pretty sure that streak has been there for a while, and that's going to be another tower going the way of PB. And Shaku Shot going to be latching onto 2. Blink Epicenter going to be catching them both as well. Vengeful Spirit immediately going down, sneaking, taking a lot of damage as well. He's most likely going to be going down as well. Aoi and Fog are here to help out. There's the Veil of Discord debuff going off, doing a little more damage to the Sand King than she normally would, but it's not really that big deal because creeps are pushing down on the top lane. So PB getting a little bit over aggressive, but I honestly don't think it matters that much. We're still at a 2-to-1 kill advantage. 21 to 44 is fairly brutal. AA ultimate missing, I believe, yeah. And yeah, PB could afford to make a couple of mistakes. Of course, they can't get too overconfident, but they do have 1, now almost 2 level 3 Necro Books in the works. Manta Style actually going to be the item of choice for Chaos Knight. Not sure how long those illusions are going to last with a Black Hole Epicenter power shot and there's a ton of damage coming out. I'd rather like to see CK going for a little bit more of a bulky item, but hey, Manta Style, again, it doesn't really matter that much since they're way far ahead. And Manta Style is pretty effective on CK. You get, if you pop Manta Style and Phantasm and then Reality Rift someone, oh my god, that's a lot of damage. It's just horrible to watch. It makes you feel dirty inside. It's like, I should not be watching this. I should be telling the authorities about this. It's just cruel. Like, I'm talking about Reality Rift into 1-8 kills. Of course, if you are the CK, you're having the time of your life. You're like, holy shit, this is awesome. I love this build. But PB in a commanding advantage, and honestly, I'm not sure what Moto could do to get back into this. The skirmishing isn't working. They're getting caught out, and the only times they're really succeeding is when Sand King lands a perfect epicenter. But PB, now with a lot of, well, they've been sitting at a huge gold advantage for a while, but with the growing gold advantage, all their heroes are going to be bulky enough to just sit in that epicenter. They're the only way, in my opinion, for Moto to come back into this game is just to take a giant 5 for O team wipe, and that would involve a large amount of people caught in a black hole, probably opened up by a Windrunner Shackle Shot, and then follow up by Sand King Epicenter. Other than that, PB is just going to keep pushing in onto their lanes, and, well, there's another way to do it. Catch one off and then try to take a team fight afterward. Rubik, I'm sure he wants an anchor, doesn't want an anchor smash. Fog going to get Shackle Shot to a tree, and however we do see a huge Ravage from Tide, catching all 5 actually. Ancient Apparition is going to catch someone with his Ice Blast as well. CK getting a double kill, and Windrunner is now on the run. Windrunner is going to keep her alive, but so many illusions everywhere. Just such a clean sweep from PB. Fog going to be taking down that Windrunner as well, continuing his holy shit streak. They're just going to jump right into this tier 4 tower. Reality Rift going on to Rubik, who actually managed to get Blink, so a little bit more useful in Screen of Pain because it saved his ass, but 4 down. That smoke completely backfired. Huge ultimate from sneaking. Force Staff into a 5-man Ravage. That's, you know, what else could you ask for as PB? There's nothing else. That's it. That's the epitome of Tidehunter. And with the Force Staff going for the cheaper route, but still being just as effective. Now going to Nose as AA going to be sending in the Ice Blast just to keep them in their base for a little while. Earn. And a Queen of Pain ultimate, just trying to fountain farm the Sand King. Not going to happen. They're just going to transition to the top lane, take down the last tower, and take down the last set of racks. So PB with the holy shit streak on the Queen of Pain, 19 for 5. Plenty of kills on the Chaos Knight, plenty of kills on the Ancient Apparition, and perfectly 0 kills on the Vengeful Spirit. Just pretty much exactly what you want. You want Vengeful Spirit to be stacked up on assists. Actually swapping that Enigma who tried to cast the Black Hole, fails with the BKB, is just going to get right-clicked down by the CK. And now, Enigma going to get killed by the Queen of Pain as well, extending her streak. That's 20 now. Huge Epicenter coming out from Nose, but it's a little bit too late. He is going to get, no, he's not going to get any kills. CK managing to take him out, and Fog now standing toe-to-toe with that Windrunner. He's going to, Rubik, no, 80 HP from that Fade Bolt. And there's the GG call coming out from PB, so, no, coming out from Moto, I'm sorry. PB winning that game, and well, it seems pretty close in the early stages of the game, but really it was just a slow, continuous advantage that kept on growing for PB until finally Moto just could not compete anymore. Yes, it does jump for a Reality Rift. Going to be going to Savadoom, who does have that Blink, so he's going to be playing pretty tricky, but doesn't matter. So thanks for watching, guys. This has been Moto versus PB in the group stages of the defense, and I'm going to be minimizing this a little bit to see if how many people I have on the live stream. As always, I'm looking for comments and criticism and all that good stuff. If you want to see more of me, I'm on YouTube. It's youtube.com/MikeLorisGaming. I have quite a few casts from the defense, and I'm looking to put up more. I actually have 2 to put up right now, but my internet kind of sucks, so unfortunate. But thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, GG.